So how much money can you really put into your 401k? Well, the answer might be surprising to some people. So for 2025, the IRS contribution limits, if you're under the age of 50, allow you to put in $23,500. And as most people know, you're allowed to do a catch-up contribution if you're 50 years old or older for an additional $7,500, bringing it up to $31,000. But brand new here for 2025, something that was created as part of the Secure Act 2.0 allows for something called the Super Catch-up contribution. So if you're 60, 61, 62, or 63 years old and only those 4 years, and for some reason only those 4 years, you can contribute an additional $3,750, which brings that total up to $34,750. But what a lot of people may not necessarily realize is the IRS has a total contributions for those 401k plans or employer-sponsored plans, and those numbers are much higher. So for 2025, if you're under 50, the actual number of total contributions going into the plan is actually 70,000, and if you're 50 years old or older, it's 77,500, and if you happen to be in one of those 4 magic ages, you can have $81,250 going into the plan. So where does that money come from? Where do we get to those numbers? Well, it's going to be a combination of all of the contributions going into your 401k, and that's going to include your regular contributions, plus any match, plus any catch-up contributions, and the total of that can be up to those levels that we just talked about there. One side note here, a new rule coming into effect for 2026 is that if you're a high income earner and you have over $145,000 of earned wages from that employer-sponsored plan, or whoever sponsors the plan, whatever company that is, you have to put the catch-up contributions into a Roth. That's going to be going into effect in 2026. And again, all of those things add up to the maximum total contribution. So a quick example of this is, let's say you're in one of those 4 magic years and you put your $23,500 as your regular contribution, plus the match, plus the super catch-up, and let's say your employer is also matching $9,000. You have $43,750 going into that plan right now. But again, the total IRS limit is actually $81,250. So how do we take advantage of that? Well, if we subtract our contributions from that $81,250, we have $37,500. And if your plan allows for it, they have something called an after-tax bucket. And about 50% of 401k plans have this, according to some statistics that are out there. And if you have that available, you can put that remaining part up to that $37,500 into the after-tax bucket and then do what's called a mega backdoor Roth IRA conversion. So you put it into the after-tax and then immediately, or at least somewhat immediately, convert that over to a Roth inside your 401k, or you can roll it out and roll it into a Roth IRA account. And that's how you take advantage of that $81,250.